bars in a raid. Man, I go hard like Santan.
Hello, welcome to another Touchline Gunners podcast. My name's Lewis. Back in the hot seat for a long time. After a long time, after back
for a long time.
I've been let out of the been let off the leash by the powers that be. Just happy to be here.
you have to say that. You have to say that, innit?
Boy, I don't want to talk too much, but certain people might be listening. But yeah, no. I'm joined by my boy Shabs and my boy Khalil. How are you doing, brothers? Two cup victories in a week. 2 steps closer to trophies.
2 steps closer to a quadruple, man. Quadruple agenda is fully on.
The quadruple still lives.
It's a quintuple if Nigeria do it as well, man. Come on, boys.
We'll be keeping an eye on as the night progresses.
Yeah, I've got the game on in the background, so if you hear me shouting for any reason, just know that there's been some developments. So disclaimer.
An Osimhen bad touch, yeah.
There's only been like 15 of them so far, so you know.
I was a bit more than Gyökeres then. Let's get into tonight's game then, because obviously tonight was the big one. We will touch briefly on the Portsmouth game of the week because I know we didn't quite get a chance to do the post match after the Portsmouth game, but we never easy to go to Stamford Bridge, but I say that, but I actually don't remember the last time we lost at Stamford Bridge. So it's almost becoming like a ground that we're very comfortable at. At worst case, we draw, and we play badly and draw. You know what I mean? But
we haven't lost to Chelsea in 6 years.
In 6 years, right?
6 years we haven't lost to Chelsea.
That's insane. And this is another manager that is like fouled to beat Arteta, right? How many is that? That must be like 6 or 7 as well, right?
Yeah, we haven't lost to Chelsea in 6 years. We lost to them in a league game in August.
Was that the Lukaku one? That was the Lukaku.
Yeah, Pablo Mari Lukaku game.
Yeah, Lukaku and Reece James. Pablo Mari was in our defense. So was Cedric. Rob Holding might have started that game. Leno was in goal. Yeah. We and then we lost to them in a friendly a couple of weeks before in the summer, in the preseason friendly. That's the last time we lost to Chelsea 6 years ago.
Wow,
6 years. Yeah.
And the run continued today with another win. I see where people are coming from with there's a few disappointments because when you score 3 goals away from home, you kind of like, I guess you want the job. You want to feel like the job is done, and there is that kind of glimmer of hope that Chelsea still have from getting that late goal. And, they scored 2 really just nothing goals, really. They didn't come from any particular good passage of play or anything like that. And, some may even say if we had actually just done 100% our full team and, not played Kepa today, then maybe we even keep a clean sheet. But that was the decision Arteta decided to go with today. Khalil, I'll start with you. What did you think of the actual team selection and the decision to go full strength, with the exception of with Kepa?
Yeah, so I was definitely surprised by the strength of the lineup. In my head, I've just computed the fact that we had the FA Cup game on Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was, and then this game midweek, that would just see heavily rotated lineups. But on one hand, the first 11 didn't really play on Saturday, so I guess it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that Arteta went with a full strength lineup. Again, it's a semi-final. You get to this stage, you want to win. So I definitely hear the logic. What I do not hear is why you would go a full strength outfield lineup and then switch your keeper, because all that has done has meant that this tie is still alive. If we had Raya in goal, we're not conceding any of the goals that we conceded tonight. and you could sort of mentally put that game to rest, and you could just move on with your season. So that did annoy me. I was thinking Kepa will make a mistake, and he did make a mistake. So, prophecy fulfilled. But yeah, I mean, like I said, bit surprised that we did go the complete full strength. But when you factor in that we had a rotated lineup already on the weekend, I guess it makes sense to. And when you consider that we're close to a trophy, it does make sense to go ahead and put a full strength lineup. And I'm an advocate for us going and winning cups. I'm not like some of the other guys who look at it as opportunity just to flog it off or just play your nobodies, especially with the Carabao Cup. Once you get to the semi-final, I think you should make all the efforts to win. Before that, I completely agree. Put your under 18s out, put your reserves out. But if you make it this far, you put your whole effort into win. So no issues with the outfield lineup. Big issue with the keeper. Keeper cost us. And although I expect us to go through, it just means that there's a bit more stress involved in jeopardy. And you never know what happens, with when there's things in jeopardy. You could have a mistake that doesn't go your way, or you could get a spontaneous injury, things that could really shift your season. So yeah, lineup, initial surprise, but when I factored it in, not too much of a surprise. But the keeper definitely had an issue. If you're going to go full strength, go full strength. don't make the one change at the one position where we're arguably weakest with the biggest drop off. So yeah, that was my initial reaction.
Kepa is like a bit of a throwback Arsenal keeper, isn't he? He is the ilk of like your Almunias.
Almunia lineage, right there.
Yeah,
Runnison.
Like straight out of the conveyor belt of the Almunia lineage there. But I think he makes you appreciate Raya even more, because I think when you have those moments, like from corners, you're just never really worrying about Raya when it comes to teams dunking crosses on him and stuff like that. You're never really worried about it. But with Kepa, you're just worried about him being bundled into the goal or him punching it into his own net. And he is any shot that comes towards him, even though he hasn't actually really made a mistake for us, like an actual mistake.
Because he hasn't played.
Yeah, he's played like 5 or 6 games, right? But I don't remember too many actual mistakes he's made from his shot stopping. So I guess one of those around the corner. I hope I'm not jinxing it there. But Shabs, how did you feel about like general team strength and the ambition to go and win the cup? I'm with Khalil. I do think once you're at this stage, you've got here, you might as well go for it. It's going to be over and done with by March. So if you get to the final, it's a one-off game against Man City, and then that game, if you win it, I feel like it could really just give you a lot of momentum headed into the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah, I think people downplay how important just winning a trophy for this current group is. It's really important. I think just getting that taste of silverware, whatever it is, it needs to be like a meaningful trophy. I think will be a real catalyst. We saw it for City down the years when they kind of first won their Carabao Cup on the course to picking up their first league title. We saw the importance of it for Liverpool after going to Barnspire. I know Liverpool kind of bit different in terms of having relative success in different cups over the years down the line, but just weren't serious enough in the league. But we saw the difference it made for them when they were able to kind of get a trophy win under their belt, and then they kind of galvanized momentum and got it going. I think it's really important for Arsenal to do that. I think for that reason, it was important to go full strength. I also think, I mean, given our record against Chelsea, given there's a bit of, I don't know if I can can we call it vulnerability with like Rosinia still very new. He's not really, he's had like just about a week.
New manager bounce, Shabs. New manager bounce.
Yeah,
it's real.
New manager bounce, but obviously it didn't last very long for them. But yes, it's a vulnerability. It's a transitional period where they are not changing formation, but changing style, changing intent. We saw that a little bit in terms of like their intent, the way that Chelsea were very aggressive in the first half, pressing in man-to-man and whatnot. So there's something for me about Arteta not wanting to take anything for granted with his lineup and who he kind of went for. And I think he done the right thing. There's also something about, if you think about squad management, something that we've criticized him about over the years, if he gets a comfortable first leg victory under his belt, he's then got the option for the return leg in terms of being able to rest players then and whatnot. So I completely agreed with the logic to go full strength today.
Let me introduce Scully. How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
Good.
Sorry, I was a little bit late because I was watching Nigeria versus Morocco, of course.
Another one.
I was locked
Another
in.
one. Hey, off the bat, you can come back, bro. You can come back.
I'm seeing Nigeria have created 0.05 XG. Is that even possible?
Yeah, let's not get bogged down in the details. All right, let's just carry on with the pod.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not a good game. I'm happier to be here. Thanks for having me.
Scully, let me come to you about tonight's game. We were just basically talking about, the decision to go full strength and, to take this competition seriously. Are you on the side of like it's a good thing to go full strength, or would you have preferred to be, have more one eye on like the league campaign and the Champions League?
We're nearly there. It's the semi-finals, and to be honest, it should have been a clean sheet if somebody would have just marked Garnacho. That's my big bugaboo about that game. Like, I think we were in control for large portions of it. I think that we were much better than them. I think we kept them quiet, and I think going full strength is probably the right thing to do. I know we got a bit of fixture congestion coming up, but we have some rotational pieces. We're playing we played Portsmouth, we rotated a lot, so I think we should be fine. But let's go for it, man. I'm all in. I have a lot of queries about our attacking patterns and all of this, but I do think we are probably the best team in the nation, maybe the best currently active in the world. Why don't we just go for every trophy?
Quadruple talk. I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. Has the team ever done the quadruple? Man City have done it, right?
Nah, they haven't
done it.
Nah, no one's ever done it. 4 trophies. Nah, they did the domestic treble, but they didn't win the Champions League that year. That was the year they lost to Spurs, I think, in the Champions League. Yeah.
Right.
So we will be doing something that quite literally no other team in league history has ever done.
We are going to.
I'll need to be fact checked, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah, I think you're right. City did the domestic quadruple, but they haven't done a proper quadruple. Let's call it.
So what? That's the Community Shield included, is it?
Did they win the Community Shield?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Maybe.
Interesting. And we didn't win the Community Shield this year, did we?
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't in it.
We went in it. Damn.
Palace and Liverpool.
The club.
Yeah.
All right, let's just do the normal quadruple, guys. Right? We don't need the shield, right? We don't need it. Let's get into the game anyway. It was like Scully said. I thought we were pretty good in decent in decent patches of the game, and then we would just have like I said at the start, we just conceded these nothing goals and, just allowed Chelsea a route back into the game, which was quite frustrating. I think I looked at the XG. We had like 3.2 XG and Chelsea had 0.7 or something. And somehow we've managed to make it a 3-2 game. We scored some really nice goals. It was nice to see. I mean, how bad is your defense if you're allowing Gyökeres to get a goal and assist against you, by the way? Scully, like, where do you stand on the whole Gyökeres situation, if we can call it?
I think he's definitely a flawed player. I also think I've been a long-term critic of our attacking. I don't think our attacking is good. I think Arteta is married to false nines and midfielders playing 9. I don't think he knows how to create for a pure striker. The best we saw from a striker throughout his history is when he turned Laka from a pure 9 into a facilitator, and everyone was like, no, but it's all right because he's facilitating. And I thought Laka was like proper rubbed, and I thought Auba was rubbed. They both went
what about Jesus?
What with his 9 goals? Like, I like Jesus. He's a baller. He's teched out, but
like Jesus' first 6 months, I'm talking about.
Nah, man, nah. He's a baller, but he's not a striker. And he's not a gunman anyway. And I think what really cemented it for me was when Laka and Auba left Arsenal and they started bagging goals. Like, I'm pretty sure Laka got the golden boot in Liga over Mbappe. And I was like, wait, hold on. Like, this guy's just been playing for us. And we're talking about, oh, he can't score goals, but he's a great facilitator. And now he's just laying them for fun. And I think Arteta is great. I'm not an Arteta out. I'm not an Arteta inner. I just think whatever's best for Arsenal. And I think he's probably the best man for the job. But I do think that he is questionable with his attacking coaching, especially when it comes to strikers. But I think because he's so good, we don't really question it. And everybody's like, I really want Havertz back. I really want Jesus back. I don't want them back. I'd rather persist with this pickaxe, even though we're trying to be architects, than get these little soft toy brushes to try. I'm sick of it. Even when Havertz came on today, obviously I'm going to allow him because he's back from injury.
All I'm thinking of is Shawshank Redemption when you're talking about pickaxes and things like that.
So the analogy is, Gokras is a pickaxe, but Arsenal is an architectural firm, right? And like we want things very precise and all of this. And like I think Arteta's biggest flaw is that sometimes he wants things to be so controlled. He's all about his marginal gains. Like, let's make sure that he would rather win 2-0, 1-0 than throw balls to the wall and go 6-2. Like, he's not on all of that. He doesn't want that. And it's like, I get it. But like, if we want to win everything, sometimes you just have to throw everything at it. And I've seen, as much as most people have given up with Gokras, I've seen enough flashes when we weren't trying to be controlled. When we were doing transition before, like, say, Burnley, I was like, oh, this is interesting. We're actually building something. Then obviously Gabriel got injured, Saliba got injured. He retreated back into his shell, and we've gone back to the horseshoe. Jesus is coming on. Saka needs to get in the personal. That guy is washed. He's finished. I'm sorry. Let's sell him now. Havertz, I'm going to allow him because he's just back from injury. But there's a point at that game when he came on, and he's like running around like the final third, but not actually into the box. I'm just thinking, this is not, I don't want this. Like, so I'm not saying we can't upgrade on Gokras, but I would rather him be on the pitch and we run at teams and we camp in their box than he comes off and we concede all this pressure. Like, I don't like it.
But isn't there an argument to suggest that let's just forget Jesus. We've seen Havertz. We've even seen Marino playing up front in the same system, right? But we've managed to get a better tune out of those two players than we have Gyökeres. So why not go back to the system that, or why not go back to the personnel that essentially gets the most out of the team and gets the most goals as well? Because
I want to evolve personally. I get it, the Marino thing, but like, first of all,
and that's not me saying I want Marino up.
No. I get it, and people do argue for
Marino
it.
on the pitch, but
so I don't think he's good at his primary job, which is being a midfielder. But I do think he's an intelligent baller, and I think he makes sense for Arteta's way of thinking, which is a lot of thought and it's a lot of kind of, I call it foreplay football. Like, he likes to pass around the box and be inside, but they never really actually want to penetrate. You just want to be in and around it. Like, and it's a bit like, is that too explicit? Is that too explicit? Sorry. No, but it is a foreplay football, and I'm like, I get it, but I don't like it. I don't like it personally. Like, I get it and it works for us, but I think it's always going to have its limitations. I think you saw it when we went
FC,
bro, you saw when we went to PSG last season. Like, we played our game and it was fine, but there was nothing explosive enough to get us past that next bit. And I think we need to be okay, and maybe it's the manager, but the manager needs to be okay with conceding a little bit of control for a little bit of kind of free will, score when you want. And you see it with City. I think Pep has probably gone too far into it. Pep has conceded pretty much all their control in the hope that they can outscore people, and you can see that it fails. I don't think we need to do that, but horses for courses.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, Gyökeres got his goal and he got an assist today.
The goal was pants, but the assist was good though. I was catching a little vibe from the 4-4-2.
It's the kind of goal that we bought him to score. Like those kind of tap-ins across the box. And he just hasn't been scoring them. Despite us doing a lot of balls across the box, a lot of cutbacks.
Sorry. Morocco missed the pen.
Is that the noise you make when you're in and around the box?
Sorry, what are we talking about?
I think you're right. I think you're right with Blockers. But I think it's a combo of things. I think people talk about how many through balls you made, but I actually don't think we make high quality through balls. I think we're not used to it. I think we play them for the sake of playing them. Big up Odegaard, but some of the things that I watch him do, I'm just like, brother, like, what? Even today, there was a time when he could have released to Timber or Gyökeres, and he waited. He always waits.
Speak on it, brother. Speak on it. Speak.
And today, yeah, he does it every game, every single game. And then people after the game are like, yeah, but we did like 8 through balls, and I'm like, 7 of them were impossible to score from. They just existed. They're just bikini through balls. They're for nothing. And I think we need to get a little bit snappier with it. I think the person who I've seen play the best at it is flipping Saliba that one time. And even today, I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody put one through, and I was thinking,
Marino.
Yes,
Marino
was,
right foot. Yeah.
And that's where the Zubi's goal came from, right? Because he played it through to Gyökeres. He ran into the channel and he span and played it back. And I was like, yo, so we can do it. Again, like I said, I thought we can do it looking at the Newcastle game early in the season, the Leeds game. At the time, the Leeds game, people were like, oh, well, it's just Leeds. But we watched Leeds kind of hold bare other Big Six teams to draws or even beat them. So it's like, we need to kind of throw ourselves a bit more into that. I'm hoping it clicks. I'm hoping today he kicks on a little bit because, like I said, all I want to do is move on from that horseshoe. I don't want to see that horseshoe ever again for Arsenal. I don't want to see us pass around and cross, knowing that nobody's going to meet the cross. Like, I'm actually sick of that. But if we decide to move him on and get another striker, I don't mind. I just question, before they let Arteta spend 120 mil on any striker, they need to show that he can actually a good system for a striker.
Yeah. Shabs, how do you feel about those thoughts from Scully?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what he said, to be honest with you. No, actually, a lot of what Scully has said about Arteta coaching an attack, I agree with. The Gyökeres stuff. Oh,
don't get me wrong, by the way. He still plays cheap. He's definitely still.
The thing is, the frustrating thing about Gyökeres is that he's not scored a lot of goals, but he's had all too many games where he's not scored, and therefore he's had nil contribution. Net nil in terms of things that he's offered. And we've been having conversations about how he's been applying himself and whether he's been putting himself out there and the intent to make the runs and whatnot and be in the spaces and sniff out the danger. Chelsea, the youth that played up front, Mark Gu, he from the Barcelona academy, and that there was not that he was amazing, but there was an opportunity in the first half where it might have been Pedro who kind of played it across the goal, and in the end, I think we saw it out and ran it out. But there was, like, you could see him in between Saliba and Rice. He positioned himself well, and the minute João Pedro turned to kind of pop it across, he anticipated it and tried to kind of make that movement and dart in front of Saliba from his blind side and just attack it. Now, obviously, it was out of reach, but you see anticipation. When we're watching Gyökeres in those situations, he's not anticipating where the ball could go. Neither is he making the run and demanding the ball or demanding the pass. He's just all too passive. And then in a lot of situations, we've seen him lack the physicality to actually steal a march on the defender. Part of that is about physicality and athletics. Part of that is about intelligence, game intelligence, application.
I do think, I agree with you. I think it's a perfect storm. You're right. I think I think
he's not been doing the stuff that he needs to do.
A big part of it for me is, it's not that he can't physically do it. I don't even think he's that slow. I think they measured his speed. He's actually quite fast.
He is, bro. I think he's slow. It's the acceleration. His top speed might be good. His top speed might be good. Yeah, but I think that burst in and around the box where it's where you really need it.
Yeah, the 5 yards.
Have it. You don't have it.
Yeah.
I think to not be disrespectful, I think he's mentally not up to speed yet. Because I was reading Billy Carpenter put out a really good thing today about like the mental attributes, and this actually perfectly sums it up. Mourinho is a good example because Mourinho is a really intelligent baller. I argue with a lot of my Arsenal friends because some of them love him. I'm like, he's clearly athletically not at the level for us, but his intellect is so good. And one thing you can tell Arteta loves is smart players. Like his favorites are the Havertz, the Odegaard, the Mourinho. And it's like, these guys are not actually always the best for us, but they're very intelligent. So they can understand, they can understand the things that he wants to put out. And I think anybody who comes to Arsenal, Rice was talking about when he landed, he was like, luckily he's a really intelligent baller as well as an athletic specimen, but he was like, it was such an education in football. Like so much was going on. I felt like I was learning for the first 18 months. And I feel like Eze is going through that a little bit. But I feel like
it's what they said.
That's all good. That all of that stuff is good, yeah, and may well have a point. But why I'm not having it is because some of Gyökeres's flaws have not been tactical issues. It's not been about the tactics. It's been about some of his fundamentals, like fundamental striker play. Like that's where we have seen him most flawed, like holding up the ball, like competing with your centre backs.
Yeah.
Like
and Shabs, and that's where we see your Havertz's, your Marinos, even your Jesus's since he's come back. They
being
all
more
do
effective.
Those elements better than Gyökeres.
Yeah.
And they still get more chances than him. So that says to me it's less about the system than it is about Gyökeres. Because I still think, fine, we can always create more, right? We can always create more. I'm never going to be against creating goal scoring opportunities. Like, we're not a creative side, and when you look historically compared to like the best creative sides in the land, we're nowhere close, right? But I think the league is at the moment not a very creative league, but we're still we're like at the top of a poor creative league, if that makes sense. So I do think we create enough to win football games, but we're not like absolutely banging the door down. We're just kind of like constant fud rather than smashing it down.
And to be clear, this is not a pure defense of Gyökeres. I think he is bad, but I also think we make him look worse. I think he's a complete mismatch of both things. And that is like a lot of people are talking about like, oh, if we had like, I mean, people talk about like, maybe if we had Calvin Lewin, if we had, for example, I think Igor Thiago is doing really well at Brentford. I don't think Igor Thiago comes to Arsenal and gets the same chances. Like, I just don't think we are that type of team. So I think there's a lot of like, we think other strikers will come here. I generally think if Haaland scores 40 at City, I think he probably scores 25 at Arsenal. And some of that will be pure will, like pure willpower from him. Like, I do think our system, but again, I've been a long time critic of it. I don't think it is optimal.
Yeah.
Go on,
just to close on this Gyökeres thing, because I've been looking as well, and I said, all right, we're talking about chance creation. Let me actually look at his XG. He's had 7 games this season where he's had an XG value. He's had an XG value of 0.00 7 times this season.
It's not good enough, man.
It's not a tactical thing, and we can always create more chances, absolutely, as Lewis has said, as we know, but 0.00 XG 7 times this season in the league alone. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, man. We're 6 points clear at the top of the Champions League. It's unacceptable. Whichever way we want to slice it, unacceptable.
Do you know what I find it so funny? I was having a conversation this week. City fans are having this conversation. I find it so funny. I think you're definitely right, by the way. Again, I want to be clear. He's not playing well enough. He's not good enough right now. But I also think, to Lou's point earlier, I think the meta right now is so low block and defend. Everyone is on their strikers. You're seeing in Serie A, the top scorer right now has 6 goals. It's nasty works. But we do need better. So who would you bring in next season?
Boy.
Is there a 9? Do you think that suits us?
I would have said Ekatike. Like in the summer, out of all the three, I would have said
did want
Ekatike for
Ekatike.
sure.
I did want Ekatike for sure.
I would have obviously
personally
taken Isaac, but
personally, I'll take.
As well. So
I'll say personally, I'll take Kylian Mbappe once you finish messing around. But outside of that, man, the market is very interesting, and I use the word interesting to mean about 5 different things, and they're all not good. I mean, I've already formally apologized for my Gyökeres propaganda, but I think I'm kind of lent in the way sort of Scully thinks about our attacking patterns, I should say, and I wanted to advance the conversation to our midfield, and one person in particular being Martin Odegaard. I think there are times in which we set up, and it's set up for him to take responsibility for the pace at which we progress the ball, for him to carry the ball into the middle final third and make definitive actions, and we haven't seen that a lot. I will name check Saka in this as well, but the only thing that's saving Saka currently is when he does receive the ball 2 feet, he is generally doing good things over the course of a game to create opportunities. Either he's getting his fullback, booked, or he's be able to put a decent crossing and whatnot. But again, for your star guy, you need more. It's not enough to be okay. You need more. You need GA output and all that. Well, Odegaard, you're not getting GA, and you're not necessarily getting a whole lot of influence in our attacking final third movement. Like today was just a pure cardio session, pure hit session. Like you're hitting all parts of your body in 20 minutes. Like, that's all I was getting. He's pointing, he's doing the pressing thing, he's coordinating the press. Good for you, innit? I'm sure I could hit a bleep test as well, but you are Arsenal Football Club because you're supposed to be able to do things that other guys cannot. And when he juxtaposed it, for example, with even though it was Portsmouth, when he juxtaposed it with Ethan, listen, even the smallest feint to get me off my seat, and it's like, yo, why am I feeling like this? I'm feeling like this. Exactly. I'm starving,
you know what, though?
bro.
Don't you think, though, like what Odegaard used to do that? Don't you? I remember
he did.
a time where
He did,
Odegaard
but he's
used
a
to get
teacher's
me off
pet.
my seat.
He's a teacher's pet. The reason why Arteta likes him is, to your point, Khalil, that he tells. I see it on pitch. You literally see Arteta tell Odegaard to tell everyone what to do, and Odegaard just runs about pointing. And it's like, yeah, I hear that, brother.
To overhit through balls and stuff like that, and to to delay the execution of a pass. I feel like he kind of regressed a little bit technically. And I agree with your point. I think he is Arteta's go-to man. That's why I do kind of feel like any talk of like ousting him from the team is just probably, whilst Arteta's here, it's just inconsequential. Really, it's not going to happen. He is Arteta's guy.
Ben White's on his way out, and that will break up the trio of Havertz, Odegaard, Ben White, and then we can start to get some movement. That's what I love Ben White, by the way. If of the 3, I wish Ben White would stay. I hope we really get some major trophy for him. He deserves it. But if that's a son for a son, if I have to lose one to get some movement, it is what it is, because I can't believe what I'm seeing. And when Odegaard was made captain, I had a conversation again with my friends, some of my United friends, and I was just like, I do not want this guy to be our captain. I feel like
I said the same thing at the time.
Yeah, like, I just feel like he's too wishy-washy. He's just in and out of games. He's very much a rhythm player, not even so much a confidence player, a rhythm player. And when he struggles to find the rhythm of a game, he's just out there, like you said, just running for the sake of it. If he does find the rhythm, he can be unplayable on his day. There was definitely a moment when he was the best out of Maddison, him and Bruno, obviously because Maddison was injured half the time. But it's even deep. The 2 seasons ago, when him and Maddison were going band for band, Maddison missed a third of the season and put up the same stats. Like, you know how mad that is? Like, a guy's not even there and he's like keeping pace with you. So it's tough, man, because I want the best for him, but this can't be what we're calling a pure 10, man, especially when you have arguably one of the greatest double pivots of this decade behind you. You've got freedom to do whatever you want.
Oh, Lewis, you hear that?
Zubi hater. Zubi a right to do what he wants.
You've come to the wrong person if you're going to push. You've come to the wrong person if you're going to push Zubimendi propaganda, because Lewis hates his guts, to put it
I
politely.
don't hate his guts. I don't hate his guts. But it's things like that jar me. Like he's the best double pivot in the last 10 years.
For Arsenal, yeah.
But you said Arsenal.
Not even the best double pivot.
But you also said Arsenal the best team sorry, Lewis. But you also said Arsenal the best team in the world football right now. So you're saying
currently,
Arsenal,
I want to be clear right now.
Yeah, currently you're basically saying they're the best double pivot in the world.
Right now, at this moment in time, yeah, he's better. You're gonna say about some Rodri Nico Gonzalez.
I'm not fighting you, innit? I'm just warning you that you have a fight on your hands.
What don't you like about Zubimendi?
I think he's too passive. Name me a good away game that he's had.
Did you watch today's game away at Stamford Bridge?
Today, Khalil, he was not good today. He's got a great
He
goal.
was good. He was.
Come off it.
I think I think because he's very good at anticipation and he's very good at getting his duels. I think he's one of those players that it's really easy to watch the game.
He literally fell over on his ass for them to score a goal.
Like I said, no one took Garnacho seriously, and that's disgusting. Like, even though he's dead, you should pay him the respect of being a professional footballer and mark him. Like, somebody should mark him. But that being said, I think Zubimendi is, on his best day, he's incredible. On a bad day, he's still pretty steady. Like,
incredible. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Rodri.
Yeah. You know what I hate about this conversation is how we're getting sidetracked from cussing Martin Odegaard, and I would like to return to that conversation.
Yeah, I do want to go back because of the three, Odegaard's all he's got to bounce. Like, let's actually stick to that. Like Zubi wins his duels, aerial and on the ground. Rice, obviously, ball carrier monster, also dual monster. Odegaard should be just out there just playing for fun, and he's just not, and I don't understand.
Because it is interesting at times when Zubimendi takes the advanced 8 positions, he's actually kind of productive in his movements. Like, there are times when he'll pop up in the final third and he's actually able to execute a pass or a shot off. But Odegaard, like you said, he really is a rhythm player. When he's out of rhythm, it gets quite frustrating to watch. Because again, with our current midfield construction, in theory anyway, there is a lesser need for him to be dropping deeper to collect the ball and whatnot. So you need your 10 to be more of an output orientated 10. And again, I think part of the frustration as well is we, in theory, have options. Now, Eze has been up and down, fully accept that. Ethan is the one that we've hotly debated in the group, is that you have the opportunity to rotate your 10s a bit more, see who steps up. But again, when you're captain, it makes it difficult to do that, which brings you back to the question of, the years ago when, Odegaard was made captain. I understand why it happened at the time, but I kind of felt as if I could foresee where we currently are, which he's a good player. He's definitely a value add. When he's at his best, he's sublime to watch, but I get more and more frustrated watching him play in our current setup, and it can have a negative impact on how we view our creative construction. Because again, set pieces, they really get us out of a jam at times. I can't lie. Like, it sets the pace for us. It gives us a bit of breathing space. Like it did today. But I think there's definitely times where we just leave opportunities hanging. Like, we just leave them hanging. We don't even get to the point of getting a quality shot off. We'll press high. We'll get a turnover high. What is it turning into? Or we're trying to build through the thirds. What is it actually turning into? So there are definitely periods of time where I do get frustrated by us watching. And it's funny for me just to blame Odegaard, but it is a holistic issue at Arsenal that we're still trying to undo.
But he's a repeat offender. He's a repeat offender, man. And to be honest with you, I'm a bit tired of getting gaslit, because what we do absolutely is we comment on and we critique player performances, and we of course try to be objective all the time. But what we can't do is see the attacking output or see the creative contributions. Off the ball, I want to say I think Odegaard was fantastic today in terms of leading the press. I saw him screaming his lungs out at Gyökeres many a time, like especially in the first half, saying like, press, like be more aggressive, like step up. He commanded the team, like tactical leader, in terms of like telling people where to stand, where to be, where to go. On that side of the football, he was fantastic. In terms of like early phase, he wasn't really needed today. But when he's getting the ball in them spaces, there's never an issue with him. But where it matters, we're just not getting enough from him. We're not getting the speed. We're not getting the perception. We're not getting that short, sharp decision making. We're not getting the accuracy of passing, threading, through the eye of a needle in decisive moments of the game when it really matters the most. And it's all too often the same thing. And I get that a lot of this is probably tactical instruction for him as well. But we see Eze interpret the game a bit differently when he plays 10. We see Marino, when he comes on, interprets the game a bit differently. We saw Ethan Ranieri interpret the game a bit differently and playing with that pace and that injection and speeding it up when he needed to, higher up the pitch and whatnot. The other day, you could argue, call it over opposition. So I'm not going to be gaslit when I'm going to come out after games and say he's not done enough creatively, which is ultimately what I'm judging him on. He's supposed to be our creator in chief. And people are saying, nah, man, like he's one of the best creators in the league, though, or blah blah blah, or this, that, and the third. I'm like, he's not done enough, man. And we keep having these conversations about him. For me, we need a different option at 10. We need a different creative output and a scoring output at 10, who's a bit more comfortable receiving centrally, higher up the pitch in that danger zone, and and playing the ball quicker with less of an angle bias in terms of like that left foot. We need something different. And for me, I've said for a while now, I think Ødegaard's long-term role in the team is deeper in midfield. I've said that, and I maintain that. I think he's a very, very good player. I'm not going to comment on whether he should be captain, deserves to be captain, or whatever. It's not my problem to solve. I don't coach. I'm not a coach at the club. I'm not the head coach or whatnot. But yeah, for me, like he represents the biggest upgrade opportunity in our starting 11 now. Well, that's not true. We need a striker in the summer. But after that, yeah, it's him.
He's a middle management, man. We got David Brent leading our team. He's actually nuts. He's just there to run about and tell the higher ups that we're on job. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, he's turning emails into unnecessarily long meetings. Basically, is what you're saying. That's
it. And to your point about Saka as well, I think one thing that's changed in our attacking dynamics. So last season we had Ben White playing a little bit more, right? And there's an overlap, and Saka can be a little bit closer to goal. And everybody was saying Martinelli's dead, Trossard's washed, they got to get out. This season, they've got the overlapping fullbacks with Calafiori and Hincapié when he plays, which means the left wingers can tuck in a bit more. They have the overlap, but Timber's underlapping with Saka, which means he pushed to the touchline. He's a little bit further away, and he seems so desperate to get closer to the goal, but he's obviously much further from it, so he's getting less clear-cut opportunities. You can really see it in his game. I'm not sure what the answer is for him, if there is an immediate answer for him, but I would like to see him closer to the goal, and you always see better when he plays with Ben White for it. That's not a cuss on Timber. I think Timber's great defensively. Again, I think it's horses for courses, and the manager just choosing to rotate a little bit more often and a little bit better. Louis, you're on.
Yeah, your sound's gone off.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, have I been talking this whole time? You guys not even heard me. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now. No, over the course of the 2 cup games over the weekend, we've had some performances that maybe have given the manager something to think about, especially in regards to like your Ødegaards. I thought Marino was like really good against Portsmouth. Although I don't want that to be something Arteta thinks about, playing 6, Marino playing 6, but he actually did quite well.
So I was going to say, Mikel Marino, he's like crack. He's manageable in very small doses, and he's enjoyable in small doses. But anything more than that, and your whole life is discombobulated. Like he is
10-minute cameos.
Hey, brother, what is
cameos? And you're anything more than that, and you need to go to therapy because he's proper frustrated. But yeah, he does have a lot.
I don't know what type of examples you're giving us, bro.
He's an author. This is what he gets up to on the weekend.
Bro, this is why, bro. Try to reach Khalil on the weekend, bro. This guy's never available.
Could have gone with rare nephews, but
bro, man, Joe's crack, you know. That's insane.
Marino is like crack because we know he's not good for you, but we just keep going back.
Arteta keeps going back.
Yeah, true.
And the other being obviously Nwaneri, who had a really good performance against Portsmouth as well, and that is the name that I think most people who are like the detractors of Ødegaard will be saying, give him that opportunity to come into the side. I mean, how realistic do we think that is at this point? And I think I took a lot of confidence from Nwaneri's display because I was kind of resigned to the fact that maybe he was even leaving. You know, I did kind of feel that way. That seemed to be the noise, and that really just it made me feel like quite dejected actually. But seeing the way that he played against Portsmouth, and I know it was against Portsmouth, but whatever, he played really, really well against Portsmouth. A lot of energy. Like he didn't look like a player that was like head down on his way out, sulking. The noise in the media has been very positive about how he wants to stay. He wants to learn from the players at the club. He wants to be involved in this title challenge. Where do you guys kind of stand with Nwaneri at the moment? Obviously, he's probably not going to become this starting player that we want to, and that we, especially coming into the latter part of the season. But does he have more of a role to play in the second half than he did in the first?
I think the noise around him is... I think football, because of social media and the way it's going and the way there's so much content that is pumped out via official channel, we are hyper reactive, right? So stuff that didn't matter. We used to let players be dead for a season or two and acclimatize and get used to whatever was going on. We used to allow managers to have a season or two to really get in the flow. Now everything is so immediate. Ethan is 18. Like he just got in the team last year.
He's got like 50 appearances or something.
He played way more games than basically any other 18-year-old we've seen since probably Cesc, for all teams. But because he doesn't play every other game, everyone's like, he's rubbed. It's done. He's going to leave. He needs to play every game. Like, he had an amazing debut season, but why would you not stick around a team that's competing for all trophies rather than go to what West Ham put in a request room? You want to go and sit with relegated, or relegation fodder? Like, is that really the best education for him? Like, somebody that can contribute in big games, you want him to go and be in the Championship and struggle to come back to the level that he's already shown he's at. Like, yeah, he's not going to play every single game, but it's not like he's 21, 22, 23, older ages. He is very much still a youth.
He could still be playing under 18s football.
Like,
and under
that's
21.
how young he is.
And under 21s.
So I just think I think a lot of the noise of him wanting to leave and he has to go after. By the way, he just signed a 5-year deal in the summer. I think it's just Arsenal. I have a big thing about Arsenal fans. We have a very unique derangement. Like, we have a lot of PTSD from like 2010 to 2020 when we were really bad. So we just think everything is against us. Like, when we get more than one good player, we're like, oh, they're going. Like, let's go, because we've never had a full 11 at any time. Like, we don't know what to do now that we have 25 players. We're like, oh my God, this is impossible. It's never ever happened. Like, see, it was the same thing with Saliba. Saliba was coming out every 3 weeks like, guys, I don't want to leave. Like, I love Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. And fans were just like, nah, man, he's going Madrid, man. Like, it's crazy. He's going Madrid. Like, oh, so mad. Like, oh, he's going to burn me when he goes Madrid, but I'll be so happy for him when he gets there. Why would you be happy for him? He's at our club, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, we are just... You see it now with Eze. Eze's missed, 4 games? People are like, oh, man, he never should have come Arsenal, man. There's 4 games he's been on the bench. He played more minutes than he ever has by the point of the season at Palace. Like, it's calm. Everyone just needs to have a breather and just understand this is what it is to have a big squad at a big club where you're competing for everything.
The thing is,
this is what happens when you're watching every single game. You're like you said, every single news article that comes out, every single tweet. It's just we got Arsenal group chats. Everything is just too much. It's too.
The thing is,
too much detail.
The thing is, I make you right, and I've been saying that I feel like at times I've been fighting on my own or in a minority in the group chat, saying like people need to chill on Ethan and Miles Lewis Skelly. If anything, I think Miles is more so the risk than Ethan, because Miles's performance level hasn't hit the heights of last season. Ethan's is a bit different, and Ethan was really behind Miles in terms of the pecking order because of the position, and the like technically Ethan is behind Saka, arguably a world-class player, Ødegaard, I'm not going to call him a world-class player, but yeah, Ødegaard, the top midfielder. So in terms of breaking into the team behind those players, it's a lot harder for Ethan. However, so it's understood, especially when you consider his age. He's also like his birthday is like a mid-year, so he's 17. When we've been knowing Ethan since he was 15, like before, but he made his debut when he was 15. Yeah, a couple of seasons ago, the 22-23 season, and then he had a couple subs appearances the following season, and then he had his breakthrough last season. So technically, this is his fourth. He's getting into his fourth season where he's been playing in the first team. So you have to put that into a context and say there's a lot more time for him, especially when he's currently still eligible for under 18s football, but also for under 21s football. He turns 19 in March, a couple of months, still incredibly young. If you look at him comparatively to 19-year-old peers playing in his position in the top 6 clubs in the Prem, you won't find any. If you look at that across the league as well, you'll find very few. That said, he's played such few minutes in the Prem this season. I think he's played something like 160 minutes in the Prem this season, or somewhere in that region. The frustration is where his performance levels have been better than some of the players that are getting in and getting minutes ahead of him, So that's where the frustration comes from, because we're looking at him not as someone who is still developing, which he is. We're looking at him as someone who demonstrated when he was given game time last season that he could contribute with outputs, not just contribute and have good performances and nice touches. He contributed with outputs, and I think that's what the frustration is with Ethan. I think most people accept that there's still a very long way to go in terms of his development. Most people still don't even know, and we could have a debate, and we probably wouldn't agree, the four of us, on what his best position is or what his future position is, because he's so versatile, so capable in a couple of different ways where he could still develop from this point onwards. But the bottom line is that he is capable of contributing now and adding value now, and I think that's where the frustration comes from more than anything else with Ethan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get into some listeners' questions anyway, because we haven't got all night and it's already quite late. So we've got one here from DA_Adagun. He says, it's not actually a question. He says, no question from me. Just want to laugh at Chessy Hour for the psychological damage they did to us earlier in the season. Thanks.
Notice how you can notice how both touchline accounts have just stopped tweeting from mid-December onwards.
Yeah.
Chessy Hour has been airing me since July 2025. Yeah.
Wow.
Chessy Hour.
Like you're muted.
Chessy Hour. I'm calling.
Yes.
How many times must I call your name? Seb, I'm coming to the studio. Yeah. And for Sam Abaseki, yeah, I'm calling out different Chelsea fans. They're not even on the pod. Yeah, this is a multiverse right now. Yeah. Chelsea, you all have to answer for your crimes. Because I told you before a ball was kicked, you lot will be scrapping for Europa League. Yeah. And he said, no, we're much better. You don't understand. We're coming for we're in the title race. We're much all right, cool. All right,
I
cool.
keep asking
Let's
them
see
if
it,
they're
mate.
still in the title race, and none of them replied to me. They're
No
like, well, you
replies.
know, mathematically.
No reply. Don't listen. If you say something, you have to back your chat. Don't ever fix your chest to speak up and then run when we ask questions. Yeah. So Chessy Hour, I'm on you. Sam Obaseki, I'm on you. And that's an official statement by Scully Enterprises PLC.
Sam E_91 asks, any chance Gyökeres kicks on? And also, can we not see Timber so far up the field anymore? Starting to give me anxiety.
Timber is playing middle wing.
Timber had the worst game of his Arsenal career today, by the way.
Timber is. It's so strange how a guy who's that technically secure and is that adept on either side, it's like he gets into the final third, and at times I just don't get what he's on, because he clearly has the technical quality to execute. But it just goes sideways. And yeah, I agree. I think defensively, I think Estevao, he's a decent, he's a decent talent. I like him, but I think Timber at his best, he's not getting as much joy out of him. So again, maybe Ben White gets more minutes on the right side, and Timber gets rotated out. Maybe MLS comes in, but I think Gyökeres, hope and pray, man. Hope and pray. Let's hope. Let's pray, because there's not much else I can really do.
I prayed for him, to be honest.
I've already apologized on the main account, like I said. But what I will say is there is value in the Ben White dynamic down the right hand side, because the fact that the ball came in and it wasn't a cutback, so for once it actually got to Gyökeres, and I criticize Gyökeres a lot for his lack of movement, but there is something to be said that the ball coming in early and low on the ground actually ended up in Gyökeres' favor. But again, that's not me saying that Gyökeres is being shortchanged because of our attacking whatnot. So let's see what happens.
And it helps that Sanchez, who of course is the same level as Raya.
Of course.
I think
Chelsea have been absolutely awful defensively in the cup. They've shipped goals. They had an absolute shocker against Wolves as well, going back a couple rounds. Cardiff, they've held a goal against Lincoln. They've held a goal against Cardiff. But to be fair, all of their draws before today have been away from home. But today as well, they've held like another 3, and it could and should have been a lot more as well. Like defensively, I don't know what they were throwing up. And I think Lou, you said it, but they was also throwing up some guys that I have never seen in my life, like off the bench later on. I was thinking, who the hell are these guys?
I'm sure they're amazing footballers, and according to their fans who are into our side.
NPCs, man. NPCs, the Clean Lake Factory. But I want to speak about Timber here, because I think we need to come to terms that our Arsenal team is too chronically online. Like, everyone's talking about he's a great defender, but he's not amazing going to attack. And you can see that the last few games he's been desperate to be in that pocket. Like, I know that the system demands that the fullbacks are in those pockets anyway, which is a whole nother conversation we won't get into today. But Timber he's so eager for it. And it's like, bro, please, just like, it's okay. You can defend. It's fine. It's actually okay. Please come out the pocket.
Fair enough. Januga95, he asked, will our manager's man management and squad rotation cost us? It's an interesting question, considering we've just come off the back of rotating however many players for Saturday's game ahead of this game. I don't know. Outside of Nwaneri, who I actually feel like has been robbed of minutes this year, who else has been badly managed?
Sorry, Lou. Arteta saying you must have confused me with Xabi Alonso or something. Not me, but like Arteta's been all right, man. Like we could always have these conversations about squad management. I think this year he's had to use his squad. Like, we started the season with like crazy injuries when you think about it. We had early season injuries to Gabriel. Havertz and Jesus were out. Saka had an injury, which meant he had to rely on Noni Madueke. Then Saka returned and Madueke was out, you know what I mean? And he had to find something else. Ødegaard had 3 different spells out before November.
Gabriel. You say Gabriel?
Yeah, Gabriel. Yeah, Calafiori's had the spell out. Hincapié had a spell out. Mosquera's had a spell out.
We've never had the full 25 all fit together.
Saliba had a spell out. Ben White had a spell out. You know what I mean? Gyökeres even missed a young 2 or 3 games where Mourinho had to have a flurry of games up front. Martinelli had a spell out near the start of the season as well. So when you think about it, whether he has wanted to or not, whether he's just been equipped with the squad at the start and it was just there for show, he's actually had to use his squad so far this season, and it served us well. Given like I've named nearly 11 players that have had some form of injury which has kept them out for multiple games this season. We're 6 points clear in the league. We're sat at the top of the Champions League table. We're in the semi-final of Carabao Cup. You know, it's the first time we've made it through the 3rd round of the FA Cup in like 5 years. So.
Yeah. And we're in January, and we've lost 2 games all season, is it? 2?
Yeah, so we can't. Yeah. We'd be Trossard has had times out injured, so we would be really harsh and nitpicky to be criticizing him this season about squad management, player management, or whatever. When he's had to jug, and fair play to him, he's jugged, and we're okay so far.
I think his rotation can definitely be questioned, but his man management can't. Like I think he does rotate because he is forced to, but these players clearly love him, man. Like they actually clearly love him. Like guys are turning down teams like Real Madrid and Bayern to stay here. Smith Rowe is at Fulham now, and he has a trust the process tattoo because he was listening to what Arteta was telling him, man. Like whatever we think about him as fans, clearly these players think that he's the guy. And they obviously love him. And I think there's such an idea of who he is versus who people who know him and interact with him actually think he is. And I think as a fan base, or even op fans, we all just need to move past it.
Yeah, man. As long as we are at a parade in May or June time, and that's all I care about. Or people everything that happens in between.
About though, won't they? I mean, yeah.
Listen, I'm mentally checking out if that day comes when we're lifting 1, 2, 3, 4 trophies at the same time. So yeah, he's done all right for rotation this season, probably better than any other season so far. So yeah, let's see how that gets on.
Agreed. And last question from Fahi Types. Big up Fahi. He says, well, in light of the Touchline media hacking scandal, who's the most likely to have their account hacked from TouchlineGunners?
You know what's hilarious is there's clearly an op in the organization because he's just running around. He's running around trying it on every cast member, and some of these guys, they think they have 2-factor authentication, but they really don't because.
Now, do you know? Yeah, you know this is a recession indicator because the scams are heavier than ever. Because someone's been trying to hack my Insta for 2 weeks. I've got 2-factor authentication, but every day I get email saying you are requesting to change your Insta password. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, it's calm. They got down my boy Jude the other day, big Liverpool fan. RIP to his Twitter account. I think actually he might have got it back, but they
I don't think he's got it yet.
He hasn't got it, yeah. They got the head honcho Mariah. He DM'd me.
Mariah. And they got one of
he said, and he wrote for this podcast, and I was like, I get why the whole Touchline Media Group is falling for it because the DM was so unbelievable. I saw it and I knew it was a scam straight away. I was like, first of all, Mariah wouldn't ask me like this. So I just
we need to have like some company scam kind of prevention thing. We need to do like training courses.
Yeah.
We need to flush out the mole is what we need to do, bro. We need to flush out the mole because he's running around and he's causing havoc.
Who do you think the mole would be though?
Traitors, isn't it? Traitors. bringing traitors to the media group.
Well, because someone has voted for you, Khalil. Someone in the comments has said you.
I'm probably the most technically adept out of all of TG. Let's be honest. Like, SV Carboholic got done a few months back.
I think it's Anton.
Just by virtue of it being 50.
Oh yeah, I can't. Oh yeah, SV Carboholic got done. I forgot about that. Big scandal out of Insta. Yeah.
He was begging for a comeback for months on end.
Someone was asking him to send Naira. Sulaja.
Have you seen the guy's picture? The funniest thing was when the guy got his account hacked, you should have seen the selfie that the guy posted. The guy had the most bloodshot eyes you could find.
No, someone was taking the piss on show.
You guys all should put a 5 on
me and Sean rap a lot on Insta. Someone was taking a piss with his account. I screenshotted him. I said, "Brother, is everything okay?"
You know, all should have put a 5
not me,
in
man.
the pot. Put 5 in the pot and sent it to the guy. Yeah, man. If his eyes are that bloodshot, clearly he needs the support, man. Let him get vitamins. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're cooked as an organization, man. We're losing our identity as we speak.
Yeah,
anyway,
Anton's the answer to that question.
I think it's Anton. I think it's already been done. I think he just makes new Twitter accounts and says.
This is why he goes missing for months on end.
Restart. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I had to come off social media for a quick sec. Yeah. But I'm back now, innit? Slandering my boy, though.
Anyway, gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so already, follow us on TouchlineGunners, TL Gunners on Twitter, our Patreon, obviously, where we try and give you the post-match reviews after the game. You can subscribe there for £3 a month. Scully, thank you so much for joining. You're welcome anytime to come on the pod. You've been a delight to have.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem at all. And Khalil and Shabs, I will see you soon. Take care, guys.
Let's brother.
Peace.
Yo. When I spit bars in the rain, man, I go hard like Santander.